Yeah, I'm literally like not leaving my house.
Okay. So
Which, I mean, are you doing that too? Like, how are you dealing with it?
so I'm that weird guy anyway. Like, after there's like 2 feet of snow, I'm the asshole who wants to go out and drive around when the roads are dead quiet and no one's around, and I
Mm-hmm.
take pictures and shoot video. I'm just strange like that. Um, so I actually had to go get eye drops, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the Quickie Mart. I'm gonna go get like some Red Bull and donuts, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get some eye drops at the Walmart. And I'm gonna go home, and it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. And normally, yeah, Mandy Patinkin, thanks. I get that a lot now. But like my thought was, normally it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I go out and I live close to a freeway overpass, kind of like a freeway exit, not an overpass.
Mhm.
Um, and so normally there's a lot of traffic on our surface streets in the morning because everybody's like, I live like way outside of a town. Like I'm outside Fall River, but I'm on the
Okay.
edge between suburban and rural, which is nice after living in New York City for all those years.
Right.
So normally there's a lot of traffic because everybody's building up to get on the exit ramps to go to work on Monday morning. And
Mm.
it was like a fucking ghost town on the streets this morning, like a ghost town. I was like, dude, this is crazy. It's like after 2 feet of snow, but there's no snow. And like I
Mm.
went into the Quickie Mart, and like all the Quickie Mart dudes are wearing gloves. Like it's subtle shifts that are happening. Then I
Yeah.
went to the Walmart, and it was insane. I literally had to go get eye drops. And I shot some video. I took some pictures. I'll put it up. I mean, at this point, everybody has pictures and video up of this is what the shopping center looks like. Um, so I know it's not novel, but I was kind of boggled because this is like it's the only place to shop near me. It's like 120,000 square foot Walmart
Yeah.
super center. It's like the size of a shopping mall, and it's just like empty fucking racks as far as you can see. I'm like, oh my lord! Like supply side capitalism just imploded. Like,
Well, and I'm like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little bit like, yeah, like, I don't, okay. So I would describe my anxieties as threefold, right? Obviously, like the virus itself, what that's going to do to me, to our country, to everything. Financially, like, the markets, like all this recession talk is very scary. And then, it's like the supply thing. Like I don't I like, okay, so the thing about becoming single before all this is, by the way, so glad I'm not stuck in the house with an asshole for 2 months, but, uh, the logistics are slightly more complicated, right? Because if you're a single person, I've seen a lot of posts on status about this. Quarantine is very different than if you're in the house with a partner that you can kind of chat with, like, it's literally, like, just me in here. Like, Imma be, like, making a volleyball and, like, talking to it, naming it Wilson and shit. Oh, James, that's the most beautiful thing anyone's ever said to me. Well,
sorry about that. I was adjusting the microphone. Um, Yeah, so let me tell you. So yesterday, so I live in like an apartment complex. It's just we had to move fast. It was what I got. And I noticed something very weird yesterday. Um,
what?
because I got to go out and I got to walk the dog. So I go out like 4 or 5 times a day. Even if I'm working from home, just walking the dog. And when I went out yesterday, I mean it's nice out, but there's been no winter up here anyway. And there were
Mhm.
so many people who were out just like walking around in the apartment complex, like out like on the grass or like out through the parking lot, just like walking, like whether they were doing laps or just like milling about. And it was either like
Mm.
individual people or people in ones and twos. And I was like, oh, this is people like stayed in their apartment all weekend, and they're like
Yeah.
like you can see like people, I think at least some people, they're mentally preparing for
Mhm.
lockdown. You could see because people are like they kind of gave it a dry run this weekend, and a lot of people like literally
Interesting.
locked themselves in their apartment all weekend. Went out once or twice and like walked around and got some air, and then went back in. Like the parking lot was full normally on the weekends. Car people leave. You can tell by looking
Yeah.
at the parking lot how many people are around, and the entire fucking parking lot was full all weekend. Like nobody left.
Oh my God.
So it's like you can see
Well,
people are starting to prepare for it, like which is good because that avoids panic. Is people like slowly getting acclimated to the idea that I might have to like quarantine myself for a couple of weeks. Like you can see it starting to sink in now.
yeah, and I actually have to say I'm really frustrated with the people who are not taking this seriously at all. Like DC
Yeah,
on St. Patrick's Day, there were all these like tweets. I obviously was not out, so I didn't see it, but I saw all these tweets of people being like, why the fuck is there like a line out the door at Shake Shack, you know? So like there are a lot of people who aren't taking that seriously and that pisses me off, but it's also edifying to see the people who are. Like
yeah,
it's nice to see that most of my Facebook feed at least, I mean granted, I think most of my friends are pretty conscientious people, but most of my feed is like isolated or at least like very socially distanced from each other, you
yeah.
know?
Like other than going to the Quickie Mart a couple times, like we pretty much haven't left now. Now my wife is like what you would call immunocompromised. So it's a little different, and like she's working from home all week actually. Like last week, she was stuck like going to the office every day, and this weekend they rolled out, like emails to everybody going, all non-essential are going to work from home now, and my wife
Yeah.
works for a state health department, and the state health department is telling people not to come into work because people shouldn't be near each other. Like that's like a hint and a half.
Yeah. I mean, and it's weird. Like, I keep seeing all these jokes about love in the time of coronavirus, but it is actually really weird. Like, all my single friends are like some of them are like trying to risk Tinder dates for this shit. I'm like, you guys, like, what?
Okay, as a dude, I can tell you, none of us are worth risking exposure to a pandemic for. Like,
thank
none
you.
of
This is
us.
what I'm saying. Like,
None
some
of
of my
us. Like
smart
sit at home and
friends.
Skype with three of your girlfriends and drink some Chardonnay and like fucking call it a day. Like you're good. Hey, real quick, just in the chat, because I saw a couple things. So Mr. Decrypting, no toilet paper flex today because now we're getting to the point where there might be a quarantine if motherfuckers think I have paper towel, or toilet paper. I'm gonna have to do like the 300 thing at my doorway, and I don't want to have to do that. Traffic's dead in my town too. Yeah, Rastafarian. I think it's gonna be more and more. Lauren, Juliana's normally off on Mondays, so we're trying to see if Jocelyn can start doing it every Monday. So we wanted to sort of give it a workout. This way, we're on every Monday, even when Juliana's off, or if either of us have to take a day off. We're now going to start scaling. We're going to get more and more people are going to start hosting, and we're going to start doing more
Yeah, I would
programming.
love that. I would, as much as time you want to give me, I don't know if you know this, but I'm going to be at home with
Yes.
nothing to do. So,
Yeah. So Lauren, day 1 quarantine. This isn't so bad. Day 14. Start talking to yourself. Day 22. Would you like to see my friend Mr. Pastafari face? Yeah. Cabin fever is going to be a thing. Digitally, we weren't prepared for it. I saw the entire Xbox network went down this weekend from over usage.
really?
Yeah, and like Xboxes, that's
Oh
literally what
my
people are going to be
God.
doing. I know Netflix is trying to, like, everybody's trying to buy more server space and more bandwidth, but literally half the planet is on the Amazon A3, cloud server system now. I don't actually know how much space there is if
Oh
like
my
an
God.
extra 50 million people are going to be video streaming all day, every day. Like, I actually don't know, like,
That's a
what
that's
that's
a
going to look like.
fascinating point.
Yeah, because this
Yeah.
is shit we never think about. Like, you build everything to scale plus 5%, so you have threshold, and then you lay
Right.
off on expanding tech, and you move to development. So, once Amazon got that A3 server farm up and it started ripping, everybody just kind of threw their shit on there and forgot about it. And they were like, no,
Mhm.
everything's fine. And like, picture like 40, 50, 100 million extra people every day on like Netflix and Xbox, just those two services. That's
That's so
crazy.
wild.
Yeah, like things you never think about.
Well, and like it's crazy because it's like impacting. There is literally no, I mean, I can't speak for you guys. There's no part of my life it's not impacting in a huge way right now,
Well,
right?
yeah.
Like I ironically accept work because I think if anything, this is going to give us more time to stream, and I think that's amazing.
Hey,
but
there you
but
go. See, you gotta find the silver lining, so to speak.
right,
Um,
right.
Lauren says Australia's got 50 cases in their state. People finally starting to self-isolate. Yeah, for everybody worrying about like who are looking at case numbers, you have to remember case numbers are solely based on how many people you can test. So in
Yes.
the upcoming days, as they finally scale test production and test distribution, you're going to see the numbers blow up. You can't get all freaked out about it. Like the numbers they're going to go up the more people get tested. So you should just, even though if they're saying now there's only X number of cases, you should be treating like your life and the steps you're taking as if there are 10 times as many cases, because mathematically speaking, there are more cases than we currently know about. Like that's just based on, low testing numbers. So at this point, like if you're like kind of taking it seriously, you should be taking it seriously. If you're just like jerking around and thinking it's not a thing, you should at least start considering that it's a thing. Like just not from a panic perspective, just being smart. Like my wife's not going to work this week. Other than walking the dog, I'm pretty much not leaving the house. We have groceries and stuff. I saw was it Jaxie said you should have seen the line outside the weed cafes in the Netherlands, which is hilarious to me. Chili, thanks for the follow there. Yeah, at some point I'm gonna have to go back out to the legal medical cannabis location that I go to in Massachusetts. And I'm kind of curious to see, like, that's the last frontier. Like, I've seen what it looks like with no toilet paper. I've seen what, like, no milk, no bread, no eggs looks like. I've seen people taking pictures of, like, firearm and ammunition shops in Vegas. I've seen what that looks like. But, if they run out of weed, oof. People are going to be locked in for a month. Let me tell you, if there's anything you're going to scale, it should be weed production.
Dude, no, I mean, it's so funny because on last Sunday, I went to Target and I was like, all right, I'm going to get a bunch of food just in case, right? And at the time, I remember checking out. I'm like, I'm ridiculous. This is so stupid. Like, I shouldn't be. I'm spending all this money I don't really have right now. What am I doing? And now I'm like, damn it, Jocelyn, you should have gotten way more. Because again, it's very difficult to gauge how much is like hyperbolic doomsday prepping and how much is like, oh yeah, like you said, we all need to be prepared to not leave our homes for a month.
Yeah, and you should. And I'm not saying that'll happen, but you have to start thinking in that context. Like even when I plan out, like when we build tech out, to do a show,
right?
I always plan for worst case scenario, because basing a plan on everything being optimal is like exactly how capitalism fails. Because that's what capitalism does. And now, 130 million people can't wipe their ass. Like, that's all it took. So you should be you shouldn't be planning for best case. You should never be planning for best case scenario. And then if only good things happen, then what's the worst? You're over prepared. Oh no, heaven forbid. Like, but I do that even with work projects. Like, it's not like it's crazy prepper doomsday-ish. It's just, I don't know, being smart. Like, plus, if you're constantly planning for optimal shit, you're going to be even more disappointed in life than you generally would be if you were like at a normal view of things.
That is very true.
Although Mr. Decrypting said, can we name it the Alona virus?
I love it.
That's pretty good. All right. Mr. Decrypting, you get 2 points on that one. That is well played. I wonder how many people it took playing the Xbox to make their network go down. 1,000? No, it was somewhere in the range of 70 to 80 million simultaneous logins, actually. Yeah, it's in the cloud, but literally their login servers went down. Like normally it's a game goes down or EA goes down. Like literally the Xbox Live login servers went down. Like if you went to go play any game on Xbox, you couldn't play. That's how bad it was.
Also, so Rostafarian is like doing the very typical, but what aboutism with like the flu and whatnot. Like, sir, listen, yeah, the flu had this is not the flu. There have been exhaustive articles about this. It's way more deadly. It's way more severe. It's way more contagious. But also, like, yeah, it's also bad for people to get the flu. Like, what do you want from us? Like, it's why we have a flu vaccine. We do not have a coronavirus vaccine. I mean, would you agree with that, James?
I mean, number one, we don't have a vaccine. Number two, I'm not going to play the whole, but it's not as bad as this, because it's fucking stupid. Yeah. Like, there's officially a virus that has ludicrously high motility, that if you, oh, it doesn't matter, it's not lethal, I'm just going to walk around and carry it and infect 20 other people. And then when my grandmother dies next month, I'm going to bitch about the government. Like,
Yeah.
hey, here's an idea. Don't spread around the goddamned plague.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
look, I'm going to prove like I have a video of some woman like licking a toilet in
Are
an
you serious?
airplane to prove that there's no coronavirus. Like, people, stop being
What?
fucking stupid, okay? If you're like, ooh, look at me, I'm going to outflex, Mother Nature and the universe. I guarantee you, if you flex on the universe, you are going to lose. The universe does not care about your frail ego, okay? The universe has more important things to do, like laugh at idiots who lick toilet bowls to prove that viruses don't exist.
James, can I get that on a t-shirt? If you flex on the universe, you will lose.
Fucking just use your head, people. It's God, the things I hear. Okay, hang on. I'm flowing through really quick. Sourcing support raid coming in. No, it isn't. He raided touring news. U.S. tested 25 per million at most, so numbers will explode. Yeah, exactly, T. Yeah, and that's what we're talking about, is our testing numbers are so low, like statistically speaking.
Mm-hmm.
We're testing at like 1/1000th of the rate of like Italy, and like 1 in 10,100,000 rate that like South Korea was testing at. Like, so the numbers are
Also,
going to blow up, but it's not like all of a sudden the country got sicker. It's just all of a sudden we tested more people. Like,
people are really struggling to get tested who want to. People are going to their primary care physician, who then says, "Oh, I choose to call CDC," and then the CDC is like, "Call your primary care physician." Like, people are stuck in this OODA loop of nonsense, right? Like, it's fucking batshit. It's batshit. One thing I would recommend everyone doing, and I'm going to be doing this today when we get off, is like to create a disaster plan for yourself, right? Because I don't know your circumstances. Everybody has different, like, who would drive you? How would you get there? Like, what is your testing situation and your hospital situation? Like, to have that figured out now and that'll quell a lot of anxiety. Like, this is a suggestion from my mom, and I think it's a really good one. So,
yeah, my wife actually showed me this. Every once in a while, we'll travel, we'll have to go somewhere. And we go into a hotel room, and she'll, like, when we go into the hotel room, the first thing she'll do is she'll close the door, and then on the back of the door, they have a fire plan. Every hotel, like, you have to have it. It's mandatory. And it shows you, like, if there's a fire, walk this way, or this way, or this. And she looks at it, and I'm like, are
yeah.
you really serious? And she's like, it's literally the first thing you should do. And, like, my wife's been to, like, Pakistan and Sri Lanka and, gone when there were like
Yeah.
global pandemics. And she's like, yeah, you never think about like the 6 seconds it takes you when you walk out of a door to decide what direction you're going until something bad happens. And then
That
and I'm like, see, that's point taken. Like, something small like that you normally don't think about. Hold on real quick. I'm just catching up real quick. People die all the time. We're all going to die. Yes, Rostafarian, we're all going to die. There's no need to help expedite the process. I don't understand why everybody's like, I'm rugged individual man. We all die anyway. If you get the plague, suck it up, buttercup. Like, that's fucking stupid. Then yeah, let's drive humanity all the way back to the point where the average person lived to be 23 years old because I'm everyday man. Like, that's stupid. Let's just stop using soap because hashtag all germs matter. Like, you fucking stupid. Like, hey, there's an easy, simple way to like make sure that like preventable death drops. Screw that. America.
I'm sorry, James. The past 2 minutes of your life were amazing. All
I,
germs matter.
I don't understand. Like, people are like, I'm going to show this virus. No, you're not. The virus doesn't care. You could have it. Your penis could be as tiny as it needs to be. It doesn't. The virus is not impressed. Like, with your flex, it doesn't care. Like, it just doesn't. I'm sorry.
So
The flu is a 0.1% mortality rate. People weren't freaking out about that. Yeah, because the mortality rate of people over 65 is like fucking 22%.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Rostafarian, bring all 4 of your grandparents over, like, in a video game, and then just let me shoot one of them in the head in a video game.
Is that
Because
fine?
you're cool with that. Cool. I'll hold one of them. I'll leave you the other 3. Don't worry about it. Oh, and I get to pick. You don't.
Wait, Jaxie, did Sean Hannity really say that? Can I be philosophical for a minute?
Yes.
We're all dying. Did he really say that?
Yes. Of course. Hannity. I'm pretty sure is always using a condom with all the sex workers he's with because he doesn't want to roll the dice. But we're all gonna die. Yeah, but exactly. You take simple preventative measures to make sure that you don't increase the chance of dying quicker.
Yes.
That's the whole
That is-
point. It's called existing.
yeah, it's weird to me that people are so like, and the people. I actually think this is a massive group psychology experiment in a certain way because I don't know about you, but are you guys learning about your friends in a serious way? Because I know I am. Like the people that I thought would be taking this seriously are not necessarily the ones that are taking this seriously. Have you? I mean, James, I don't know if you've been discovering this, but like I have friends who like like I have a friend, for example, I love. She's very educated. She's very smart. And she is like one of the people in the group chat that's sending articles about how the flu is just as deadly. And I'm like, what? Like, you are not the person I would expect this from. But because I think it's not really about information, I think it's how people process things emotionally. And I think a lot of people don't want to admit that there's something very serious going on. So they're using every rationalization they can come up with, like, oh, we're all going to be fine. I'm just going to keep living my life. Like,
Carpe diem. Carpe diem. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
it's great. Like, carpe earn. Like, it's just silly.
Carpe
Toilet lurker. Xbox One only sold 47 million units. How do they have 70, 80 million network users? Because the original Xbox is still on the Xbox network, and you can play all their games through any PC that has Windows 10 hooked up that has internet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I play Fortnite on my computer, I still use my Xbox login to go through the Xbox server, even though their game's on Epic. Sorry, tech stuff. Okay. I'm just trying to get caught up on chat. Is toilet licking bad for you? I'm going to guess it is, yes. Is it a new toilet licking video or the same old one? I don't know. I'm really frightened to now learn that there are apparently multiple toilet licking videos. So thanks for that information, Next Mike. I'm even more freaked out now. Yeah, many people will die, but lots of people die of cancer too.
Oh my God. Like, that's also bad. You people realize that's also bad, right?
I'm boggled. I'm absolutely boggled. In my ActTV, in my case, my work changed our insurance. I lost my primary care doctor. I have not been able to find a new one in network. I also have no idea where the nearest hospital is. Have to Google it. Well, everybody should know where the nearest hospital is, regardless of insurance. And yes, thank you for pointing out that people's health coverage should not be tied to their employment status. Because there's this, oh, the free market will provide. Everybody just gets insurance through work.
Mm-hmm.
Really? And then what happens when your work changes plans or you get demoted to part-time and you lose your benefits? Then what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to pull another full-time job out of your ass so you can wait 3 months to get some medical coverage again? That perhaps does not seem like an efficient plan.
I mean, I don't know, James. Like, ass is where the full-time jobs are. Get on it, man. Be engineering. Be a rugged individual.
Come on, bootstrap. Bootstrap.
Bootstrap that shit.
Bootstrap that shit. Go find a good paying 40-hour-a-week job that gives awesome benefits. Chop chop. Be quick about it.
Oh my God. I just can't. Okay, can I just offer a theory? And like, I just want to offer a theory for a minute, okay? This is a bit personal. Is that okay, James?
Yeah.
At this point, I think God is just fucking with me personally, and the rest of y'all got involved.
Yes, it's about you. It's about you, and 8 billion people are just getting caught in the wake.
This is what I'm trying to say. I think that I am the Job of our generation. And this is like, I am so sorry for all I've done to all of you, right? Okay, because think about it. Fiance loses his mind, and I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm going to focus on Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders immediately starts tanking, right? I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm going to go traveling. And then there's a fucking pandemic. So I really am sorry that I and God's desire to punish me has involved so many people and the deaths of so many others. Is there a way for me to do penance for what I have done to humanity?
No. Well, I mean, technically, you are Catholic, right? Like, if you just say you're
Yeah.
sorry and you really mean it before you die, aren't you all good? Isn't that the spiel?
I think that's the gist of it. Like, I wasn't the most attentive Sunday school student or CCD student. So it's like, I'm like Catholic light at this point. I'm not about the whole like child molestation thing. They kind of lost me at that with that and the misogyny and the homophobia. So I'm more just like the helping the poor part. Is that bad? I mean, that's just where I'm at with it.
Look, I'm Greek Orthodox, so I'm Catholic adjacent. So
Wait, really? I didn't know that.
yes, I'm Greek Orthodox, which we make Catholics look like Unitarians. There you go. There you go. A Christianity number line joke. You're either in the team or you don't get it. Sorry.
Okay, well. And that I was gonna ask to come over to your side, but apparently it's even more difficult over
No,
there.
you
So
do not want to. No, Greek Orthodox is like the mass is like 4 hours long, and it's in a combination of Greek, Latin, and English, and you basically just do squat thrusts. Like every 15 minutes, you go from standing to kneeling to sitting to standing to kneeling to standing, and then you switch languages. Like it's just like it's like literal mental and physical gymnastics. Like you might as well go do yoga, and you get the same workout, and you only have to know one language, and you're good. Like,
I think that's amazing.
Methodists
I
make
mean,
Presbyterians
it
look
sounds like you're gonna be an
Episcopalians.
excellent sheep by the end of every service. Also, why is this troll still going on?
Let them go. The only difference between pre-virus life and post-virus self-isolation is that I have a couple of more office days staying at home to work. I never go out, have no friends, do not socialize, so no major changes for me. Exo Andre, I don't even like feel bad. Like, if you haven't watched Black Mirror, let's just say you have a lot of time to do some binge watching now. Go watch Black Mirror and then go look at your life as it was last week and then look at how things are now during the coronavirus. And you can pretty much see the last two steps we have to take. So everybody living alone in a pod with a giant TV video wall that talks to them before they pedal a bicycle all day to like create free energy for a corporation seems totally plausible and not unrealistic at all now. So
I have not watched it yet. I've heard there's like a lot of like super disturbing shit. But is it in a good way? Because I will totally watch it.
So
Again, I
here's the problem. If for some reason if you've never seen Black Mirror, so the very first episode was a pilot episode they shot. So technically it's different than all the other ones because it was sort of a
okay.
standalone pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And number one, it's whack disturbing for like three different reasons. But if you then watch like the next 2 seasons worth of episodes, you will come to realize that one episode is sort of an anomaly, whereas all the rest of them seem to sort of take place in roughly the same universe, same time, same reality. The first one just seems a little weird and it's off-putting. I don't even want to ruin it for you because it's so screwed up. But literally, if you're sitting at home and have nothing to do, go watch Black Mirror. You might as well binge watch Netflix now before their servers go down. Like, seriously, if you've never seen it, you should. It'll give you a very good lead indicator.
Dude, I didn't even think about Netflix. That's a very good point. Yeah.
Yeah, like Netflix will be one of the first servers that goes down. I mean, like I said, Xbox literally couldn't even handle the first week. Like Xbox servers went down in the UK and the US for like 10 hours yesterday.
Okay, well, it's so funny. So you bring me to my next philosophical question. So, guys, I don't own a TV because I felt it was important when I was setting up my apartment. I was like, like, all right, I really want to be focused on reading and writing and socializing with my friends. Did I make a mistake, James? Should I have bought a TV?
No, I don't. I don't recommend TV for anybody.
Really? Okay, all right, that's what I needed to
Like
hear.
I have one television, but it's mostly because my wife and I have been lugging it around for like 7 years everywhere we move.
Okay.
We don't have cable. Like I have like Netflix and Hulu and
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, and I have an Xbox, and we're good. Like any show I want to watch, I can watch, but there's not a lot. And good morning, Freso. I'm thinking maybe sitting in on the stream may not be good for my anxiety. No, not at all, Freso. We're merely being pragmatic and telling people while you shouldn't be flipping out, you should also not be treating it like it's a giant nothing burger because it is
Right.
most assuredly not
Right.
that. And frankly, people who are treating this like it's a giant nothing burger are putting everybody else at more risk. And that's like
Mm-hmm.
the general, like, overall viewpoint of all things that are called public health. Like, the more people who participate in a public health system, the quicker the health of the public all goes up at the same time.
Yes.
Like, that's just,
Yes.
I'm just being logical. That's all. But we're in good shape. I mean, it's, again, like, I went to the store, there's tons of food. Like, people are freaking out. Like, if you live in a big city and you're like, oh, there's a Target and there's no food, go to the local bodega. Like, the bodegas are all stocked. Like, all your Asian food markets, guess what? It's the same food, just with different names. Like, can of black beans is a can of black beans. Like, you're
I
good.
really appreciate that, James. Like, I need to hear that because again, I'm a little bit like, I haven't left the house in days. So I was like, oh, is everything gone? But you're right. Like, things are still gonna, I think what we need to do is literally just like James said earlier, buy enough food for a month if you can. That's something that you're capable of doing. And just like sit tight, use it, come up. I really do think that if you're quarantined, the most psychologically healthy thing you can do is come up with quarantine goals. Like, this is really a tremendous opportunity for a lot of us. I mean, we all have, I'm sure, hobbies and goals that we appreciate. For me, it's like reading and writing. And to set up a situation where it's like, okay, what do I want to get accomplished with this time that if I was going to happy hours with my friends or meetings or whatever, I wouldn't be able to get done in the same way. I don't know.
I mean,
Is that goofy?
no. I mean, listen, people are creatures of habit. It's literally what we do as creatures. We form habits and then we perform those
Yeah.
same habits and actions and rituals over and over again. It gives us a certain amount of comfort, so we don't think about the fact that we are all like tiny grains of sand on top of a tiny grain of sand floating around in
Mhm.
an epic vast of darkness that's also filled with other tiny little grains of sand. Like, because if you
Mm,
start thinking about that too much, you start bugging out. So like all like the
I
daily
love it.
ritual and stuff, like it keeps you, it literally keeps you grounded. It's like gravity for your brain and your soul. Like, keeps
Yes.
you like
Yes.
grounded. Like, so when there's a disturbance to your daily ritual and routine, some people deal with it better than others. Some people are just, I don't know, like, I don't even want to say better equipped, just differently equipped. And different people deal with different things better. So you have to like have like an overall consensus of, well, now we're talking about public health. Like, so if this
Hmm.
makes you, more skitsed out or more sketched out or more nervous or more anxious or whatever, have people that you can plug into, whether it's online or in your real life, people you can call on the phone, people you can Skype
Yes.
and just shoot the shit with for 20 minutes. Like, like prepare for it, but prepare soundly. And I don't just mean go out and wrestle people for toilet paper. Like make sure you have a network of people plugged in. Make sure, if you have like happy hour with your friends every Friday, organize, a happy hour on Skype for the same
Yes.
time on some day. And this way you still have that ritual. You're just using a different format, but it's still the same ritual. It'll keep you more grounded. Everything will be chill. It will come in a wave. It will slowly pass, and then we'll be good. Like,
I think happy hour on Skype is a great idea. Lauren and James, you guys are both like, this is, yeah, I mean, because it's very, creatures of habit is so important. And that's the thing, right? Like, maybe we can use this time to create really cool habits. Like, I know there are things ooh, Lauren's gonna learn a language. I love that. Yeah, I think I want to take this time to like really, because I'm a very extroverted person and I don't dislike that about myself per se, but it means that I can get like very like externalized, like out there and doing stuff and just like, always moving. And I'm going to try to use this time to really work on myself intellectually and spiritually, as corny as that sounds, because, again, I have this opportunity to like be at home and meditate more and like catch up on my reading. And I'm kind of excited about it in a weird way, assuming the world doesn't end, assume a bunch of people don't die, which, you know,
we good. We good. So again, so J Rab was the problem is my hobby is social. I love karaoke, but every karaoke bar shut down this weekend. Yo, J Rab, straight up, if you just type karaoke into the Twitch search, I think you are going to be pleasantly surprised at how many people do an interactive karaoke on Twitch and how easy it is. Like, there's literally community for everything. Like, I found a lady who was teaching people how to gift wrap well on Twitch the other day.
Really?
Yes. Like, I found it oddly soothing and satisfying watching this woman make like perfect corners wrapping boxes. I was just like, wow, this is really pleasing. Some weird like AMSR part of my soul I did not know I had. And I watched this woman like just drone on and on about how to like the best way to use wrapping paper on a square box. I was like fascinated. So there's literally everything on Twitch. Like literally everything. So like don't feel like even though you have to change your life, you can change your activities. You don't have to change your routine. You just have to change how you're doing those activities.
Ah, I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that way it's still
Yeah.
like it's cool, it's peaceful. Like people you would see at work, like, maybe open like a Slack and have like an open chat. So like if you're all working from home, you can still chat in real time like you would at the office. Like, and it'll click that part of your brain that needs like the routine. And
Right.
see,
Right.
there you go. See, I give good stuff. I give good advice sometimes. I'm not
You
always
do
doom and
give good
gloom.
advice. This is great advice. I'm already feeling better.
See, there you
I
go.
think honestly, and I don't know if anyone else has experiences, I think the initial impact of how serious this was very difficult for a lot of people. And I think once you process that, it's like, like it's like, okay, we can get through this. It's going to be rough and there are going to be a lot of really tragic things that happen, but I think it's very difficult to go from a life that we're all used to and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's a pandemic. Stay home for 2 months.
Yes.
Like that's a lot. We in America do not typically have situations like that.
Yeah, no, but I look at it. So like I grew up in the Northeast. I look at this like I would treat this the same situation as we got one of those bizarre, we got 3.5 feet of snow things. And that's just it. Like, no matter how quickly they clear the road, like, you're locked in for, 3 days plus a weekend. Like, you're not getting out for 6 days. Like, now I was in
Yeah.
Florida after hurricanes when, you have no power and you're just kind of literally, you wander around your little neighborhood, but you're mostly kind of hunkered down. Like,
Right.
so just treat it like any other hunker down scenario. That's all. Like,
Mhm.
but again, like the more the routine you keep in your life, probably a lot easier it is to cope with it. It keeps the stress level down and it keeps you from doing crazy things like getting into fistfights over toilet paper, which is, like,
Oh my God.
simmer down, people.
Yeah.
Like, we're all good. Did James already go through all that TP? No, I just stopped flexing with it because I don't want people coming over looking for my toilet paper. Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm not gonna go out and like get into fistfights with people. I'm good.
That's
Like
funny.
I just randomly happened to have gone to Costco like the week before all this shit broke. So
Wow, James. Talk about a happy circumstance.
yay, I can wipe my ass. That's great. The bar
Yeah.
is low. The bar is so low now. I can't train. I went from training 5 days a week now doing 0. Yeah, well, I know like doing like BJJ, you need somebody else with you, Lauren. But at least you can do a lot of like the basic workout stuff you can do. I know you just can't do actual like 2-person training. Although again, instructional video, online stuff, I get it. I get that it's not the same thing, but there are at least ways you can incorporate. And again, it's all about maintaining routine. That's really like the biggest thing I was talking about, regardless of what it is. I usually take 6 buses to get to work, and now I'm just trying to get a job to work from home. It's all new to me. Yeah, telecommuting is weird if you've never done it. I mean, I've been doing it for years, so I guess I'm lucky like that.
Yeah.
But again, I can't stress it enough. Like trying to maintain as much of your routine as possible makes everything else at least not seem like way more, intense and more difficult. Like,
Right.
still wake up at the
Right.
same time every day.
And
Do
I
your,
think
like,
what
morning
you're right
routine.
is like about is if you can think of it not as a apocalyptic scenario, but just like a shift into routine. Uh, that's a much it is going to be much more psychologically healthy for all of us if we can go from like, oh, these were my routines, now these are my routines, versus it's the end of the world. Like that's not healthy and we're all going to be living in a state of constant stress if we look at it that way. I predict a lot of children named COVID in December. Yes. Here for it.
Hey, hang on. I got one thing in chat I got to address real quick, and then I'm actually going to bounce off for a little bit, and I'll let you because I'm sure you have like articles and stuff pulled. So
Sure.
I still want you to be able to do your stuff. So real quick, uh, so T-Web, no, actually, from a manufacturing perspective, most of the cardboard tubes for toilet paper are manufactured in China. If you're seeing like a bunch of them on Amazon, let's say, there's small packs. You can get 24 and 48 packs of those tubes. A lot of those are craft tubes. They have to be industrial glue sealed to hold a whole roll of toilet paper on them. And the reason why we don't mass manufacture those in America is because our recycling is so poor. Like, we literally send our recyclables out to foreign countries and pay them to dispose of our recyclables. And China has been buying up the majority of the recycled cardboard on the international market in large scales so that they can mass manufacture most things that require cardboard. So, no, I'm not joking. To speed rack like 2 million rolls of toilet paper a day, you need a different version of the paper roll than you get in crafting. Sorry, I just see like people are like wacky about it. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. I'm just going through all this. Okay, so listen, here's what I'm gonna do because I still gotta get ready. I got a show to do. I gotta talk to Rebecca. I gotta give her a call. So I'm gonna let you go, do what you do, but I will be here, and then I will be back in a little bit. So.
All right, darling. So how long am I on then?
Oh, you're on for a bit. Don't worry about it.
Okay, all right, all
I'll
right. So
come
I
by
have
and
time.
get you at some point. You know, just talk. Just have some coffee and talk with your friends. Yeah,
Oh,
it'll
all
be
right.
fine. Do some news stories. Let them know what's going on. You know, the stuff, the thing. You know, the thing.
Oh
Yeah, the thing.
God.
So I will be back in a little bit, but hang tight. Share some news. I'll catch y'all in a few. I'll be back.
Sweet. All right, guys. Bye, James. I
I'll be
miss you
back in a
already.
minute.